So now we're doing FreeCodeCamp Legacy Python for everybody. Networking, web scraping with Python, exercise, socket 1. All right, so let's get to it. All right. Boom. There we go.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to some worked sample code. If you are interested in the source code, you go to Materials and download this sample code.zip. I have this downloaded. It'll be in a folder called Code 3 on my computer. This is where I'm at. I'm in the Code 3 folder. And this has a ton of bits of code here.
Yeah. So we're not going to do this because we already typed this out. Also, you got to remember this guy's been coding since coding became a thing, basically. And so he's typed a lot of code. We haven't. So we're going to type these out. We're not going to grab any of these ever. We're just going to type it out. Unless it's just too big, then we'll type, then we won't. But until then, we're just going to type this out. But we already typed this out, except for we've got example.org instead of this stuff. So what we're going to do is get that out. So let's get out the text editor, right? So we've got this open right here. We can see the example web request.py. We typed this up. I don't remember when, but it was on one of the previous videos. We're at example.com, and when we run this thing, let's go to Reveal in File Explorer. And then let's do CMD right here. And then we run it when we say tab, home, Python. We can see we get this stuff all about this page right here that has example stuff. And it's basically this one right here, example.com. It's this right here, right? It's even got a link, which is an example link. There we go. So yeah, we've got that going on right now, right? But what we're going to do is we're going to change it to this stuff. So let's get this. Let's open this right here. Let's do this like that. Let's get the text editor. Let's do this. All right. So now it's half and half. Basically half and half. Anyway, so we're going to change it to this. So we're going to come over here. First, we're going to say save as. So let's say file save as. All right. And we're going to save it as socket 1. All right. So socket 1. And then we've already got it saving it as Python, so we don't need to mess around with that. So let's save it like that. Right. So now we've got a socket1.py. So let's get rid of this stuff and let's change this up. So we're going to have to change this data.pr4e.org right here. So we'll say data.pr4e.org, data.pr4e.org, right? And then it's going to be data. It's going to be this stuff right here. Let's grab this, and we're going to also change it to /romeo.txt. /romeo.txt. All right, and the rest of the stuff is the same. But we're also going to have to add this rn, but I'll show you in a minute. You know what? I'll show you now. Let's save this and try to run it over here on the command line. So let's say tab, and let's say home, Python. And if we try to run it, nothing's going to work. Bad requests, and that's because we got to do the thing that it says right here, rn. So we'll come over here to the text editor, and in front of each one of these, we'll do /r, right arrow, /r, boom, save it. Now when we come over here and run it, it actually runs. All right. So that's what we got to do to update this to 2024 standards. But now let's watch the rest of the video because he's going to tell us what's going on, and I'll show you some other stuff.
Here. So if I do an ls, you'll see I got all these files here. And right. So we'll just leave those there. And so this is the one I want to work through right now, is this socket1.py code. And basically what we're doing here is we're simulating what is going to happen in a web browser. And the cool thing about the HTML, the HTTP protocol, is that we can do this by hand, and I'm actually going to hack this HTTP protocol.
We can't.
This is going to go to data.pr4e.org and retrieve a document. Right? And so I'm going to do telnet to, now you can do this on a Mac and Linux. And if you put telnet on a Windows box, you can do it here, data.pr4e.org. And I want to talk to port 80. And the port 80 is a different port. It's a non-standard port. But what we're doing here is talking to the HTTP port. And so I'm going to be able to hand send commands to the web server and retrieve a document. So I'm going to cut. I've already copied this string, this get HTTP Romeo.txt. I'm copying that into my buffer because if I wait too long, this won't work. So here I go. And now I'm going to type that, and I have to hit enter twice. And that literally was the HTTP protocol. What I typed there was
right. Okay, so that's great and all, but it doesn't. This is 2024. We can't do that. All right, so let's try that out. We can be anywhere, so we can stay right here and do this. Right. So I had to set up Telnet just to let you know you're going to have to, if you want to do this, which is a waste of time, by the way. I'm going to show you it's a waste of time. But if you want to do this, you have to set up Telnet on your computer. Go to ChatGPT; it'll tell you straight up how to do it. Because it's truly it's a waste of time.
I'm copying that into my buffer.
All right, truly it's a waste of time to set up your thing. Trust me, I did it myself, and I'm going to have to turn it back. But let's type this crap in here just to show you. So telnet data.pr4e.org 80. Okay, so you can see I'm not pushing enter yet. We'll push enter in a second.
Because if I wait too long, it won't work. So here I go.
Pushed it, and you see he's at this part right now. And now he's going to push. He's going to push a what's the word? He's going to paste in that stuff, and then he's going to hit enter twice. Watch.
Now I'm going to type that.
Pasted.
And I have to hit enter twice.
Enter twice. Enter one. Enter twice. And now he's got all this stuff. Okay. Now let me show you what happens when we do that in 2024. Up. Didn't even give us any time. Let's what was it? Pardon me. They do say that if we type this in, we can get it. So I'm going to type in get, but you have to, you can't see what you're typing. Get http://data.pr4e.org /Romeo.txt. And okay, and this happened. Okay, so that's what happened. So let me try it again. Let's actually copy this business, everything before the R. All right, let's copy that and try it yet again. Paste, no. And so this is what happens when we try that. It doesn't work. And that's just because as time goes on, different things happen in computer systems, and this is one thing. So we can't do this. Somebody said in the comments on this video that you can actually type it in. If you can type this stuff, this get blah 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 fast enough, you can actually get this to work. But I'm not doing that. We can do it with this just as well. All right, so let's get back to this video.
Twice. And that literally was the HTTP protocol.
Yeah, we can't do that. Like I just said, we cannot do this.
The web server responds with some metadata about the document, how much data there is, the kind of data is there.
2016 right there.
A blank line separates the header information from the body of the document. If I was to go to this in a browser, right there, you would see.
And this actually does happen when we go to the browser. Let's come over here. Let's get this. Copy it. Let's go to this.
On developer.
And let's slap it in right here. You see we get the Romeo and Juliet crap right there. All right, so let's go.
Console. and I went to the network, let's make this a little bit bigger.
I mean, I guess this would happen too. If we come over here and we press, we're over here, we press F12 and we come over here, I guess the element, what did he want? What was he looking at?
You would see that it retrieves this file romeo.txt, and it gets back that it tells us, it shows us the headers, and it shows us the.
All right, we don't really have that. It doesn't look like. Pardon me. Properties, accessibility, HTML. Nope. So that's Macintosh, right? That's a Mac, so it's different from Chrome. I'm sure, look, I'm sure if we really, really needed to figure it out, we could find it. There it is, Romeo.txt right there. All right, boom. We found it. We're great. We're great. We're so cool. And I bet you could do the same kind of treasure hunt like we did on Firefox if you're over there. All right, so there's that. Let's come back over here and watch some more.
Response. And so this is all the same way of doing the same thing, and that is how to do the HTTP protocol. Okay? But now we're going to do this in Python. And so here's the code we're going to write. So we're going to import the socket library, and we're going to make a socket. Now this doesn't actually make a connection. Think of a socket.
In fact, we did that.
And follow what
we did all of this.
Socket.
Okay.
You know, this way we can write code that
you can see it does the pretty much the exact same thing as we just saw over there. All right. So we're going to have to do something different. And I showed you already. So we do all this different stuff. We put the RN like it said at the beginning. Saved it. Did we already save it? Yeah, it's already saved. And let's run it yet again. This thing. Okay. And you can see, let's drop this down. You can see the metadata is completely, it's not completely different, but this is 2016. This is 2024, September, whatever, 18th. And what are we trying to say? What am I trying to say here? You can see right here where it says sick, it goes down one. And there's a lot more metadata as well. And that's just because that's what happens as time progresses. Things change, especially with whatever this is, with computer programming. We see this cache control is on here. There's no cache control over here. Pragma, no cache, it's not over here. So all this stuff adds to the bytes, adds to the amount of data being sent, and we're only taking in 512 bytes at a time. So from here to here, right here is 512 bytes. There's only like 400 and something characters in this, so I don't know where the bytes are. I guess there's like non-printed characters in here, but whatever. But that's what's going on with this. So now let's watch the end of the video because this is the 2024 update. Let's go.
But all we're really trying to do in this particular situation is show how you open a socket, send a command, and then retrieve the data.
Yep, and that's it. Woo. So it's no big deal. Jammy jams. It's no big deal. We went through that. Pardon me. And now that's pretty much it. So moral of this story, the thing that we accomplished here was we added another thing that's almost exactly like this example over here to this socket, and there we go. That's how we retrieve data. So let's go back to the video page, this one right here, right? And let's come back over here. So now we're on to pardon me. So now we're on to exercise URL library, and we'll see you next time.